True Grit's Peek Behind the Eye Patch is an exhibition put together in honor of the 50th anniversary of the '69 film and the 10th anniversary of the 2010 film. It's an opportunity to look at the interpretations of the film by two different directors, two different sets of actors, and also the interpretation that they took from the novel by Charles Portis, written in 1968. So it's an opportunity to examine in a historical context how accurate the movie is if it had taken place, but also how close to the novel each sets of directors and producers kept to the novel. Well, the title, of course, has great resonance to people who enjoy the West and are interested in Western history and also Western fiction. So, you know, very much like The Virginian by Owen Wister, True Grit by Charles Portis is one of those that rises to the top. And I've seen some critics compare True Grit to Huckleberry Finn as far as a great American novel. And of course, the subtitle, of course, is Perseverance, Effort, Sand, as some say. Getting Western is a very common expression. Is only in the West here are you required to have a certain amount of grit, a certain amount of perseverance to get the job done, whatever that job is, to stick, to last it out in very difficult times, because the frontier was always unforgiving, and so I think that comes through in the novel and actually in both films. Tried to break down the exhibition in terms of the characters first and foremost, because it's a story about people. But we also explored the setting, and of course both films vary widely in how they interpreted the Choctaw Nation in 1878, which is when the novel takes place as near as we can tell. And also the people that they ran into, not necessarily main characters, but for example, Maddie Ross, who's the narrator and the main character, talks a lot about the people they met in their trail and on the Texas Road, which was a main immigrant trail and a cattle driving trail in the 1870s. And she talks about the people that they met along the way, in particular Indians that she met. And she says specifically, for example, they aren't what I fear would be the wild Indians from the West. Say Comanches. They weren't Comanches. They were people who had been displaced from the southeastern United States. And of course, she's talking about the so-called five civilized tribes. Right. John Wayne was involved with the National Cowboy Museum beginning with its establishment and then its opening in 1965. And of course, he rode in the inaugural parade on opening day for the National Cowboy Museum from downtown Oklahoma City out here to Persimmon Hill on a white horse. And we have photographs and there are films of him doing that. So his relationship with the institution is long. And of course, when he passed in 1979, he left us collection items from his estate, which were augmented by family members over the years, and then ultimately by some costumers who had some costume components used in various films. Those were also donated. So having that relationship with the John Wayne family and John Wayne Enterprises through both his children and his grandchildren was also an impetus to do the exhibition, simply because you know, it's out of respect. I mean, you only get one shot at the 50th anniversary, and likewise you only get one shot at the 10th anniversary. So it felt like it was the right thing to do.